Hey guys, I hope you are doing really great. Today I'm breaking down one of the solos I composed and played. It's on the track Under Black Skies and it's from my band Obsidious. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do so. It's everywhere, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you prefer to listen to it, check it out. Yeah, I got a lot of questions about it, so I want to go through it. Let's get right into it. I have Guitar Pro open here and let's listen to the Guitar Pro version. It's fun. Yeah, that's how it sounds on Guitar Pro. It's pretty fun. You already have seen some of the notes I made here. We'll go through it step by step. So first I want to mention where it is in the song. So basically after the second chorus of the song there is a bridge coming in. It's like a completely new idea and a metric modulation. And then after the bridge, basically, guitar solo comes in. And it's very simple structured. It's over 32 bars in total. The chord progression repeats in the middle of it, so after 16 bars. The chord changes are every second bar. And it stays like that the whole solo. By the way, if you want those tabs, you can get them on our band's website, obsidious-band.com. It's there on the website. You can get it with the backing track as well. So, and guitar profiles are in there, PDF. Everything is in there, so check it out. The link should be in the description. So the rhythmical context is a very special one, I think. Although it's just 4/4 for the whole solo, but there is a riff happening underneath. It's I can show you real quick. It's this. This is what it looks like. So basically, what it is, it's all in 16th note grid, and we have different groupings in it. So also this cycle repeats after 4 bars. We group all the 16th notes into different groupings. So in total these are 64 16th notes, but we group it in not 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 and so on. We group it differently. We do 5 first. We have a grouping of 5, and then this grouping repeats here 5 16th notes again, and then we have a grouping of 7, which is this one, and then 5 again, and 5 and 5, and then we're back on the 1 of the 3rd bar, but then the second pattern is a little different. So it starts straight away with 7, and then it goes 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5, and then we're back, and then it just repeats. So that's happening underneath. It's all on D. I should mention this also. This tune is in drop D tuning, so we have the lowest note, which is D on the rhythm guitar. And yeah, that's underneath. Later there are some chords coming in, so the pattern is breaking up and it goes into a chord kind of comping. But it's very simple. Anyways, let's move on to the harmony. The key is D minor. So we start everything in D minor. It's kind of, actually you could kind of see it as a modal thing, because you have the pedal note D in the first half of the solo. And I used a concept which I like to use quite a lot, actually. You've seen it in other compositions I did. So basically we have 3 different tonal centers. So first one is D, and then a third away, major third, we have F sharp, and then a third away of this with B flat, and the third up again, major third, is D again. So those are the 3, I would say, tonal centers I use there. So you might have seen something different here, like a G minor 11 over D, but G minor 11 is this chord, and it's really just a B flat major 7 chord, but without the third, and with a G in there as well. So you could also see it as a B flat major 7 13 chord, but without the third. I just named it differently there, but it's the same thing. So those are the 3 different centers: D, F sharp, and B flat. And I just change the chord qualities sometimes. So D minor major 7 is a pretty interesting texture. And then we go to B flat major 7, but over D again. And then instead of going back to D minor major 7, I change it to D minor sharp 5, which sounds like this. And then back to B flat major 7. So it's quite simple, actually. And then back to D minor again. Back to D minor. Then there is something else coming. It's like F sharp major 7 coming in over D, which is quite tricky. But it works in the context pretty well. It's a nice chord change there. I really like it. And then there is this G minor 11 where we already talked about it, with the D in the bass again. Obviously everything has the D in the bass. Back to F sharp major 7 with the sharp 11. Yeah, and then we're back at D minor major 7. Then the whole thing starts again. The same chords over again, but with a different bass note. That's where the pattern underneath stops, and then we go to a different, to the second half of the solo. Basically, the second half starts here. Same chords, but different bass notes. Here we have actually B flat in the bass, and then we have D major 7 sharp 5, but with F sharp in the bass. So basically, this chord, yeah. And back to B flat, major 7. B flat is kind of always major 7. I didn't change that. D minor, F sharp, major 7. And then this G minor 11 comes in with a G in the bass, which I already told you is, I see there's a B flat major 7 chord without the third. F sharp major 7 sharp 11, the one we had before as well, but with F sharp in the bass and not with D. So that's the whole harmonical concept, and it's not that hard. I think it's pretty simple. It goes from one chord to the next one, and overall it has this, it sounds like a harmonical phrase to me. So that's what I like there. Also, these three tonal centers, you could potentially explain them with having the augmented scale. Augmented scale it has a lot of these chords in it actually. So this could also be a nice explanation for it. By just using this scale, it's the augmented scale. It's symmetrical. It's always the root, then minor third, and then minor second, minor third, minor second, minor third, minor second, then you're back. Yeah, that's it. And you have all the chords in it. Most of them are actually in that scale as well. But yeah, instead of using the augmented scale to solo over it, I choose to have different scales for each chord. So yeah, let's go into the details. This is the context. Now we go into a little melodic analysis and the chord scales, and then what I use there. So I'll start with the D minor major 7 chord, and the starting phrase is actually starting not on the 1 but on the 3 of the bar, and it starts with the major 7 with the most interesting note on that chord, I think. And then this is basically minor, D minor. It's like, but without using the sixth of the scale. You could like potentially have a major 6 in it. It would totally work. But I choose just not to have it in there. And then we go straight to B flat major 7. And on that one, I used, or at least on the first phrase, I kind of used D harmonic minor. Which works perfectly fine, because also this note, which is actually the minor third of the of B flat, is the leading note in D minor 7. But I don't use it like on the downbeat. I use it kind of a passing tone, I would say. So it goes straight into that, the major third. And then I just continue with D minor pentatonic, and then adding the 9 to it, which gives me that Lydian flavor of the B flat. Other than that, it's just D minor pentatonic. And then we come to D major 7 sharp 5. And this is basically D Lydian sharp 5, what I do there. It's all in that same scale. It's just playing the scale in different permutations. And then in the end I have a little arpeggio there, a B minor major 7 arpeggio with a 6th in it as well. So again, Lydian sharp 5 is basically B melodic minor. So I use those notes and this arpeggio, B minor major 7, adding the 6 to it as well over this chord, and it gives me a nice texture. And then just end up having it on the major 7 of the next chord, B flat major 7, so I end up on the A. And then basically I'm thinking D minor 7 again. This one. I think D minor 7 when I play over B flat major 7, because it has the most important notes in it, and it works perfectly. So major 7 into 9, sharp 4. I'm adding the 9 as well from the D minor arpeggio, so sharp 11 from B flat, the 9th of the chord to the 3rd. So yeah, that's what I do a lot actually. Playing over a major 7 chord, the pentatonic from the 3rd. Minor pentatonic from the 3rd. So D minor pentatonic over B flat major 7. That's what I do quite a lot. Then here we're coming to D minor. Straight D minor. Just a little phrase there, very simple. The 1, the 9, everything is in there. 1, flat 3, the 9th, and then the 5th again. 9, 1 again. So nothing crazy there. Coming to F sharp major 7. So now I'm using kind of a little bit of chromatic on the 12th fret. So that's the first one over this chord, and the next phrase is just kind of a rhythmical repetition on a different beat actually. First one I start on the 1, and then the next one I start on the 2 end, and it's root note 9 and major 7, so just chord tones basically. And then we have a little phrase coming in, which is all 16th notes, and a lot of chromatic notes are in there. So first one is like a chromatic approach, which is quite common, especially in like jazz music and stuff. So I'm starting at the 5th of the chord, and then in order to land on the 3rd of the chord, on the 2nd beat of the bar, I do this. So basically what I do is coming in chromatically, and so that I have 4 notes, I added another one, back to 5th, and then 3rd. So it's quite a common phrase to do, and yeah, I did it there. And this is just F sharp major scale. And then here at the end, it's kind of an F sharp 6, 9, but without the 3rd. So it's more like a sus sound, because there's no 3rd in it. Yeah, but it's still, everything is like F sharp major. Pretty simple. Then F triad. I did an F triad after that. Adding the 9th. So I changed the chord, or I changed the notes there where the chord changes. So this totally makes sense. So at 1, even though we're in the 16th note phrase, I change to the next chord. So it's F over G minor basically. And in fact, G minor 11 consists also of a F major triad. So it's all in the chord as well. Then I just use F major pentatonic. Over this chord. And really straight at the end, chromatic approach note to the next one, because I'm landing on this E flat, or D sharp in that case, which is the 6th of F sharp major 7. So I land on that note, and then I just go down the Lydian scale. Nothing new there, Lydian over F sharp major 7, because sharp 11 is also in the regular chord. So yeah. Then back to D minor. D minor major 7. The chord progression repeats there. It's basically just D minor major 7 root, or here the minor third, 5th. Again, back to the root, the 9th, minor third, and then I kind of used this chromatic approach to the 5th, but you can also call it like a blues thing, even over this chord. You can kind of play it bluesy. So this works too. So that's what I did there. I kind of liked it there. Better than just going from the 11th or from the 4th of the scale to the 5th. I did it from like the blue note. Just made sense to me. And then I took this attitude as well, and over this B flat major 7, as I said, often I think just D minor pentatonic. So I did the same thing and still used the blue note. Even though it's strange for B flat, because it's actually the flat 7 of the chord. But it works. Even though the note is not in the chord, it totally works in the context. And then just going back to D major 7 sharp 5. We had this little phrase, and going right into the major 7 of the D major 7 sharp 5 chord. It works great. I love this chord. It's one of my favorites. And I actually did a thing which I know from a guitar teacher of mine. Told me about the saxophone player quite a while ago, called Pergonzi. He did a lot of like books and stuff in terms of improvisation and some nice methods, and he also has a book over pentatonics. And it's interesting because I use this concept quite often actually. I just change notes or one note or two notes in the pentatonic, and I adjusted it to certain chords, and I did the same here. So basically what I did is, it's G sharp minor pentatonic, but I don't use the minor third. Instead I use the sus2, and then instead of playing the 5th I play flat 5. So that's the pentatonic. And it works perfectly over this chord. So yeah, that's what I did there. I think he called it F sharp major flat 6 pentatonic. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's all 16th notes. Chromatic approaches in the end. Just chromatic to the climax, I would say, to the resolution. A third of the chord. And again, just D minor pentatonic over B flat major 7. Even up to the high D here. The third of the chord. Beautiful. I love that. Here also just pentatonic, staying in the same harmonical concept. Actually the chord changes already here. So it's straight D minor pentatonic. Going to F sharp major 7. Yeah, just adapted this phrase to another key, in that case F sharp major, and I didn't use the fourth note in the scale because it gives you a certain flavor to it, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that flavor in it. I didn't want it to have it like Lydian, and Ionian kind of sounds weird sometimes if it's not really the one chord. So I chose just not to play it there, so I left it out. So I just went, which is the third to the fifth directly, ninth root, landing on the root note actually in the end, which is quite uncommon for a major 7 chord, but it works. And then coming to an end here, G minor 11, just G minor pentatonic, adding the ninth. I like to add the ninth on the pentatonic scales. It's really nice. Also here, chromatic approaches into this note, which is the fifth of the chord. And then, as I said, G minor pentatonic with the 9. Chromatic approach note again. And then this beautiful chord again, F sharp major 7 sharp 11, just the chord scale basically. 5 sharp 4 3, and then leaving out the ninth, going to the 1 straight. Just made sense for the phrase. Yeah, and that's the whole solo. Again, I will upload this thing with all my notes on my Patreon page, so you can check it out there. Otherwise, you can get it on the band website with the backing track. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. So let me know if this is something you were looking for or you want to check out more. Also, let me know what kind of videos you want me to produce for you so I can do it. And yeah, I think there's a lot more we could talk about it, but those were the most important things. And if you have any more questions, just let me know in the comments. I will answer them. And yeah, that's it for today. See you next time.